Buenas and half a day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Guam Congress building. We're here with the 37th Guam Legislature, and at this time I'm going to call up Captain Robert Kistner, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard, Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam, and Commander Dana Hyatt, Commanding Officer, U.S. Coast Guard, Base Guam. If they can join me as we read and present the U.S. Coast Guard Guam's resolution, and to everybody else here in uniform, thank you for your service. To the support team that's here, I see some relatives out in the audience. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon as we celebrate the birthday of the United States Coast Guard. So with that, thank you, folks, for being here. This is resolution number 450-37 COR, as introduced by myself, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Muña Barnes, and of course, all the members of the 37th Guam Legislature. Before I start, I want to thank my daughter for her glasses. Thanks, Rose. So this resolution, ladies and gentlemen, is relative to recognizing the men and women of the United States Coast Guard on the celebration of the U.S. Coast Guard's 234th year anniversary on August 4th, 2024, and commending the U.S. Coast Guard and its dedicated members, active, reserve, auxiliary, civilian, retired, and family for their continued service to our island and country. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imina 37 na Lalastultunan Guahan, whereas established in 1790, the United States Coast Guard is the oldest continuous maritime service in the nation and serves as a branch of the U.S. Armed Forces under the United States Department of Homeland Security, and whereas the United States Coast Guard has had an historic and ongoing presence in Guam since 1905, notably interrupted only by World War II, and was reestablished in 1944 with the U.S. Liberation Forces and the United States Coast Guard Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam, and Base Guam oversee an extensive and challenging area of responsibility encompassing Guam and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, the Republic of Palau, the Federated States of Micronesia, and the Republic of the Marshall Islands, each with its unique maritime safety and security challenges, and whereas the dedicated team of nearly 400 U.S. Coast Guard active duty, reserve, auxiliary, and civilian members exemplify their courage and commitment through consistent and high-risk maritime operations, and whereas the United States Coast Guard Forces Micronesia Sector Guam is crucial in maintaining maritime safety and security, especially at the seaports on Guam, and their actions including thorough inspections and compliance checks that meet international standards aboard commercial vessels, has ensured the safe flow and more than 98% of consumer goods and more than 16,500 passengers and crew arriving on Guam aboard 8 cruise ships so far this year, enhancing maritime security while minimizing disruptions to maritime commerce. And whereas the U.S. Coast Guard conducted a vital search and rescue operation, safely bringing home 3 mariners who were stranded for over a week on Piquelot Atoll in the Federated States of Micronesia, followed quickly by the medical evacuation of a 9-year-old boy from Satawal, demonstrating their dedication to safeguarding lives. And this successful rescue operation was in tandem with the delivery of over 15,000 pounds of essential drought relief supplies to several island communities in the App State, underlying the U.S. Coast Guard service role in bolstering the resilience of remote communities against natural disasters. And whereas the team successfully conducted the inaugural Operation Herencia, which means heritage in Chamorro, enhancing regional interoperability and cooperative engagement, and fostering global maritime security by bringing together patrol boat crews from the Federated States of Micronesia, the Republic of Palau, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, and Australia for shared education, mentorship, and cooperative skills. And whereas in partnership with the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, the Commonwealth Port Authority, and Isla Petroleum and Energy, the United States Coast Guard successfully concluded their first ever full-scale pollution response exercise in the CNMI, Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, to enhance response capabilities and coordination among various regional agencies and organizations, and whereas the members of the United States Coast Guard station located in Opera Harbor in partnership with local and federal agencies rescued 13 boaters from a vessel that was adrift north of Guam in late June, who were determined to be foreign nationals attempting to enter Guam from the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, which was the fourth such transit incident this year where U.S. Coast Guard crews were involved. And whereas the U.S. Coast Guard based Guam's inaugural year of operations enabled these operations with sustainability, enhanced local and deployed logistics and support capabilities, these actions bolstered the effectiveness of regional operations and solidified their role as a critical support hub in the Pacific. In addition, these professionals are actively planning for growth on the existing U.S. Coast Guard footprint to meet the future needs of operations in Guam and enable the continuity of operations in the region. And whereas as we commemorate the 234th anniversary of the U.S. Revenue Cutter Service, the precursor to the U.S. Coast Guard, we honor the legacy and dedication of all service members who adhere to their motto of Semper Paratus, always ready. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee of Rules of Imina 37 na Legislatura Guam does hereby, on behalf of the Legislatura Guam and her people of Guam, recognize the men and women of the United States Coast Guard on the celebration of the Coast Guard's 234th year anniversary on this coming August 4th, 2024, and commend the United States Coast Guard and its dedicated members, active, reserve, auxiliary, civilian, retired, and family, for their continued service to our island and country. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee of Rules certified and that the Legislative Secretary attests to the adoption whereof, and the copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Captain Robert Kistner, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard Forces Micronesia Sector Guam, Commander Dana Hyatt, Commanding Officer, U.S. Coast Guard Base Guam, and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imagahagan, Guam. Ladies and gentlemen, and seamen, this resolution was adopted on the 25th day of July, 2024. And with that being said, I want to extend an undunkle nasituus masi to the U.S. Coast Guard Guam for being such a good partner to all the islands in the Pacific that we call the Blue Continent, and wishing them a happy 234th year anniversary. Before I present the official resolution on behalf of the 37th Guam Legislature and the people of Guam, I just want to share that for me personally, being a part of this August body and sharing with the support of the Coast Guard and what they've done, 3 or 4 commanders before these two fine folks, I want to say that family commitment to making sure that our oceans are secured and that our people of our island of Guam are considered are really secured. I want to extend my personal undunkluna situs maasi to each and every one of you who continue to wear the Coast Guard uniform. More importantly, the laws and the policies that we have been able to do and successfully pass, and more coming to us, because we still need to wait for the AAA process for the harmonized code, but more importantly, working with our government of Guam agencies and the administration of Governor Liu and Lieutenant Governor Tenorio, and of course, working closely with our office in the 37th Guam Legislature. It is through relations like this that we stand strong and firm to hold the family ties for not just us here on Guam, but the family of the Blue Continent. So, Captain Kistner and Commanding Officer Dana Hyatt, This resolution is a little token of our appreciation, but more importantly, to extend a Biba cumpleaños, happy 234th year birthday anniversary this coming August 4th, but more importantly, for the freedoms that we live today and for the securing that you do for our people of Guam and our surrounding islands, brothers and sisters within this blue continent. Si Zeus Maasi, si Zeus and Binidisi Hamsutotus. God bless each and every one of you, and may all your Coast Guard birthday wishes come true. And I present this to you. I present that to you, and I'll give the lei to the pretty lady. And I'm not going to let them off the hook. They're both going to have to say something, but really, this is the time where we give the family, the Coast Guard family, an opportunity to say a few words to the listening audiences. This is being taped, but more importantly, it is running live so the people around the world can hear it. Here you go, Kat.
Madam Vice Speaker, thank you so much for this recognition. We appreciate your efforts to make this happen in all the legislature of Guam. You know, as you note, the Coast Guard comes up upon its 234th birthday this year. It's a long history of different organizations ultimately that started and came together to form what is currently the United States Coast Guard. And it's a long history of the spirit of the people that you see in front of you, people who just want to help, who want to help protect, who want to help ensure people are safe at sea. So we thank you again very much for this recognition. It's very meaningful to be recognized for the efforts of the Coast Guard over the past year, and we appreciate this recognition of that.
God bless you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Speaker. It's truly an honor and a privilege to get to serve on Guam and to get to serve the people of Guam and of the Blue Continent that you speak of. And as the proclamation mentioned, it's our inaugural year of having the base, and we look forward to continuing to improve our mission support and logistics throughout the region, to support operations, and then also to support our people who do those operations and their families. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Captain and Commander. And with that being said, before I call all the men and women in uniform and the support crew that is here, we've got to say a really big Biba. Kyle Mandapat said, I say the Biba the loudest, so we're going to do this. Biba, Coast Guard! Biba! Biba, Guam! Biba! Biba, Blue Continent! Biba! Ladies and gentlemen, please join me up here so we can take photos. Thank you. Si Zeus Maasi, si Zeus and Bini DCM Tutoras. Sana Masi.